There are a number of people skill mistakes that will make you unlikable as a leader. Of course, there are obvious ones like calling people by the wrong name or playing favorites. But in this video, I want to talk to you about people skill mistakes that are less obvious, ones that will definitely be noticed by people in your team and other leaders and will have a negative repercussion on your leadership reputation. Let's get straight into it. Number 1, being ungrateful. Being ungrateful is about not thanking people when they should be thanked, not acknowledging effort when it's due, and not showing appreciation where you should. All of these examples make you look like you're taking people for granted, like you're not seeing or recognizing their benevolent actions. In other words, you are not grateful when you should be. Having gratitude, feeling gratitude, and showing gratitude is really important for leaders to do. Think back to a time when you did someone a favor. Maybe you bought someone an amazing birthday present. You put a lot of effort into choosing it. But when you gave it to them, they opened it, then they quickly went on to the next one. No thank you, no appreciation, no showing of gratitude for the effort that you put in. Being ungrateful leaves a mark. People remember it. And in the case of a birthday present, it will probably make you reluctant to put in that kind of effort again. But on another scale, when you're ungrateful toward people in your team, it gives them a reason to not work as hard for you in the future. They'll no longer go out of their way to perform work that they are not supposed to do. They won't worry about improving their performance or excelling for the work you assign them. They'll work just as hard as they need to avoid being fired. Which means you are a leader of a team who produces mediocre work, while other leaders, more grateful leaders, get recognized for their team's excellent performance. Number 2, leaving people in isolation. Even if you are grateful, you thank people for the effort they put in, you recognize the effort they put in, you certainly don't want to make the second mistake, which is leaving people in isolation. Nobody likes to feel left out. Nobody likes to be on their own and to see the rest of the group bonding together. It not only makes that person feel rejected and discarded from the team, it goes against everything that a team is about. People working together, people communicating together, people collaborating together, people moving toward the same goal. Of course, there are some who prefer to work autonomously, and for many tasks that need to be performed, if that's how they work best, then you should definitely encourage that. But there are others in your team who might need more support and guidance, who want to feel that they're a part of the group. And when they have this need fulfilled, they'll be much more productive and motivated in the office. The issue of isolation will change on a person-to-person basis. Everyone is going to have their own preference as to how independently they want to work. You as a leader, you need to be on top of this. You need to be observant as to how independent the individual members of your team want to be. In your one-on-one meetings, try to identify whether individual team members prefer to work autonomously or collectively. When you're delegating tasks to them, ask them how much they would like you to be involved in the process. If they are new or less experienced, it's likely they would like you to be more involved. If they are more experienced, it's likely they want you to be less involved. And if you detect someone as being left out of the group, try to get them more involved in the group by pairing them with someone to work with or getting them involved in a group project. And no matter what, make sure your team know that you are present, that you are there to guide them, to support them as a leader whenever they need your help. If you like what you've learned so far in this video, then you will definitely enjoy my podcast, The Leadership Pod. I talk about topics very similar to what you find on this channel, but the benefit of the podcast is you can listen while you are driving, while you're running, or while you're cleaning the house as well. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon, all of the major podcasting platforms. I will put a link in the description below for you. Sometimes people can be excluded or exclude themselves from the group because there is conflict that is present in the team. This is the third people skills mistake that you need to be on top of. Conflict in a team can manifest itself as disagreements between team members, refusal to work together, jealousy, or at an extreme level, abusive behavior, aggressive behavior, or harassment. Whenever you have a mix of people with different backgrounds and personalities, you are bound to end up in a situation where people just don't get along, where their personal feelings, emotions, and grievances get in the way of work. Some leaders are tempted to ignore the conflict and to just let people work it out on their own. If your team is high in emotional intelligence, this could possibly happen. But for the majority of cases where team conflict exists, you as the leader, you will need to step in. You will need to identify people in the conflict. You will need to have one-on-one conversations with them. You will need to discuss with them possible solutions to this problem so that everyone can work together harmoniously and productively. Because if you let team conflict go ignored and your team don't work it out on their own, it will fester. It will grow and it will become an even bigger problem than what it started as. And you as a leader will need to spend even more time and more energy trying to sort out this mess. And worse, you risk people leaving your team because they don't want to work in an environment that is full of conflict, simply because you didn't do the job that you were supposed to do. Ignoring team conflict is a major people skills mistake that many new or emerging leaders actually make. Often because they don't want to deal with it, or sometimes because they don't know how to deal with team conflict. If this is your case and your situation that you face, then you need to improve your people skills. And this video here, I teach you a number of people skills that you need to develop and you need to learn as an emerging leader so that you can become an exceptional leader. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you got a lot of insights and valuable information so you can continue your journey as an emerging leader. If you did like it, please hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well for more content like this every week. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well so you get notified every time I release a new video. And I will be back next week with another video for you.